All right. Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, let's hear from 210 Home Warranty. If you're looking for a home warranty company, which everyone should get one, check out 210. So let's hear from them.
Hello, and I hope all is well with you and yours. This is Sean Mallory with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. Did you know that 68% of all homes sold will experience a system or appliance failure within the first 12 months after closing? Just another reason why you should let me assist you and your client by enrolling them in a 210 Home Buyers Warranty today. Thank you. My information is below, and own the day.
All right. You know, as some people go through life, hopefully as they get older, more mature, they're learning their life lessons. Unfortunately, most people don't learn important life lessons till later on in life, which you miss this whole big gap of, people becoming successful and happier younger in life. So we're going to talk about some of the biggest life lessons that we have personally learned going through our business, getting older in our life, and how we applied it to have massive success and happiness and joy in our life. So this week on MidWeek MindFreak, we're going to be talking about life lessons that most people don't realize until later on in life.
Chuck and Angela run multiple million-dollar companies. They are members of Riz Media's Billionaire Club, have coached and mentored thousands of agents, and are international speakers. They say by radically changing your mindset, not only can you change your outlook on life, but affect the actual results you obtain. Welcome to MidWeek MindFreak.
Well, welcome to MidWeek MindFreak. Yes, the battle does start in your mind. Let's help you get a better mindset and enjoy a better life. So, like I said, we're going to talk about life lessons. And as we go through life, and I have to tell you, I always chalk it up. The older I get, the more these life lessons start making sense to me. And we'll talk about some specific ones. Good morning, Pam. How are you? And how we apply it and the results that we see from it. And we'll go through about probably 5 of them. I think 5 really important ones that help us out. So what do you want to get started with?
So I think that the foundation of really thinking about what we're talking about today starts with don't sleepwalk through your life.
That was mine.
Did you really take that one?
Yes.
You said stop complaining and...
All right, go ahead.
Oh, maybe man. We might have 4.
All right,
because I think, okay, we'll talk about this together. I have a couple of thoughts and then Chuck has a couple of thoughts. But sleepwalk...
As you can tell,
life.
We don't prepare together.
Whoops. And so sleepwalking through your life, what this means to me is it's very easy, especially when we're busy and we have a lot that we want to accomplish. And we tend to jump from one activity to the next activity to the next activity and never take a minute to reflect, to maybe regroup, to reorganize. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's 3 months later and I'm just moving from one activity to another, not even contemplating, am I being effective? Am I being a blessing? Like the things that you say are important to you can slip away and sleepwalking doesn't mean you're lazy in my mind. It means you're not paying attention. You're not taking time to really think things through. What does it mean to you?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think when we say sleepwalking, we mean not doing anything. There are a lot of people that say, man, I'm busy. I'm out there, I'm hustling, I'm grinding. But you know what? You could be sleepwalking through that. And what that really means is you're not stopping and processing what you're actually doing. You're not processing, especially, in a culture that's got information overload. We tend to get, what's the word I'm looking for? We tend to get,
maybe?
Good.
Maybe
That's good.
Numb.
Numb to seeing what's going on. Seeing opportunities. The crazy part when people are not seeing success, Opportunities can be right in front of them and so blatant. Like, I'll give you, for example, let's use eXp Realty as for example. If we were sleepwalking through life and just staying straight on with our brokerage, having success with that, and not looking at other opportunities, we would be doing ourselves a disservice. And it was the fact that when you look at what's going on in another place, seeing way more success, is analyzing that.
Well, here's what I want to do. I want to figure out what are some hints, because this is hard if you aren't paying attention. Like, how can you cause yourself not to be sleepwalking? So what are some of the questions you need to ask yourself, or maybe activities, or maybe even like white space in your schedule where you stop and say, what am I doing? Like, I mean, what am I accomplishing? I think that it backs up to, what are you trying to accomplish? What is your why? What are your goals? What are your main objectives? And are the things that the activities, are they lining up with what you say you want to accomplish?
Yeah, and I think the last part of this, which kind of blew me away, and it should blow you away, and it's actually a sad statement for most people when it comes to sleepwalking, is when you sleepwalk, you lose the true meaning of your life, and you start to transform your life into a huge routine. Now, when I hear that, it's almost sad that you lose the true meaning of life, and every day, and like we always joke around, is Groundhog's Day. And every day you go, what the hell did I do today? What did I accomplish? And then a year goes by, 2 years goes by, 5 years go by. All of a sudden you're getting people towards the end of their life and they go, where did my life go? Well, we all have the same time. Your life didn't go anywhere different. You turned it into a giant routine, and it did not have any joy in it.
But I think that the word routine isn't complete enough, because it's the difference between a blind routine or a numb routine and an intentional routine. As I think it's, how are you engaging in your routine? Are you just letting the things like a robot go by before you?
Well, that's kind of what I said, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Where you go, and I didn't accomplish anything.
Because routine is good if it's intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think a routine is good. So let's debate this.
Let's debate it. Go ahead.
A routine is doing the same thing over and over. And if you're not transforming and getting out of your comfort zone, which means you're getting out of a routine, you're not growing. Now, yeah, you need routines to get to a certain point, but you always got to be challenging yourselves to get out of certain routines. Like us, our routine was running our brokerage.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yep. I think you're right. I think I was confusing routine with the word discipline.
You know, or creating good habits.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't want a routine
That never changes.
That never changes.
There you go. Okay, I
All
totally
right,
agree
there we go.
with that.
Let's go. What's next?
So
The second one I would go with is stop complaining. You know, it becomes very easy to complain when you have a forum like social media, whatever you want to use for social media. But if you look at most of the comments on social media, I really should one day really analyze it. But I bet you most comments are about complaining. Someone complaining about something. And it's very easy to complain when you have that type of a forum. You know, so you got to get out of a routine of always gravitating about bitching about something. For example, it just happened to me over the last few days. Something happened, legitimately pissed me off. And all I did was complain. And at the end of the day, here's how I put myself in check, and you guys should try this, is my complaining going to accomplish anything? Or is it just going to make me miserable, steal my joy, suck my time, my energy from doing something productive? Because really, at the end of the day, if you go, okay, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, is what I'm complaining about going to even make a bit of a difference? The answer most of the times is no.
You know what you did, actually, which is something that we need to talk about, is you changed your perception. Instead of focusing, because perception is reality. So as a man thinks,
So
right?
he becomes.
Right. So you were, and we do this, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying in that circumstance, you were perceiving it in the light of negativity. And once you said, wait a minute, I'm going to twist my perception a little bit. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to choose to look at it in a different way, right? Whether it's I'm going to choose that this is a temporary situation, which is one of my topics too, or I'm going to choose to say, maybe that wasn't a bad intention. However you pulled yourself out of that, it was a perception change.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing is this is going to be an eye hitter here, is the truth of the matter is when you complain, it's just an excuse to comfort yourself. Think about
have a
that.
pity party.
Think about that logic. You're complaining, nobody else gives a crap. So it's almost like you're comforting yourself and you want other people to join into your misery and sit there and agree, oh, you were done wrong, and complain. So here's how I get through situations like that. And it's worked for me for quite a long time now, is when you feel like you're done wrong and you want to complain about something, I always put it under the umbrella is, for me, all of life is all for Jesus. And I do things to serve him. And he's perfect. When you try to serve another human being or a group or whatever, we're all flawed. We're all falling. We will all disappoint each other at some point or some time. Marriages, that's a big thing. Stop complaining about your spouse because maybe they're doing something that keeps pissing you off or it doesn't sit well with you. Well, guess what? You probably do the same thing for them. It's not about you being served to perfect yourself. We're dealing with when you have a bunch of fallen, misguided people that aren't perfect, we will always disappoint each other.
Yep.
Complaining is not going to serve it. Now, talking through and growing together, yep, that's important.
That's called communication.
Yeah.
That's very different than complaining. Complaining tends to be either somebody starts something and everyone jumps on the bandwagon. Communication is intelligently talking through it, seeking for resolution.
Yeah.
Does complaining really seek for resolution
yeah,
or healing?
Complaining usually leads to gossip. And, you know, let's go down that whole bandwagon. So that was my next one. Stop complaining.
And then I want to talk just a little bit more about having that perception. And one of those perceptions that can be really, really healthy is everything's temporary. And so when you look at, and that's true for good and that's true for bad. So if you can change your perception and say, when I'm experiencing something really great in my life and I know it's temporary, I will slow down and enjoy that differently than if I think it's going to last forever, right? I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to, maybe it's a person. I mean, we have to admit people are temporary, whether it's the relationship is seasonal in your life or somebody passes away. No matter what, it's temporary. So if you're enjoying somebody, how about talk about how grateful you are and how much you care and how much you appreciate. And when things are bad, you can tell yourself, this too shall pass. It won't last forever. So I'm going to seek to not be so doom and gloom about it, but I'm going to do another coping mechanism, whether it's praying or acknowledging that it's only temporary, or maybe saying that this struggle is meant for my good and I will grow from it or I will be strengthened from it, right?
Yeah. Yep. Very good, Jesse. Comparison is the thief of joy.
It sure is.
You know, and then it also leads to jealousy and every other component that comes with it. And, you know, just to talk about the temporary, you know, we was just talking to someone, talking about someone who has an illness, an older person, and the other person says, well, you know, they got through that, but they're still dying. And I go, we're all dying. And when you understand that with that word temporary, it should radically change your thought process to live. You know, you see how it all comes together. When we talked about the first one about, you know, what was that? Don't sleepwalk through life.
Yeah.
And it all ties in. And here's the sad part. Remember the topic here is things we learn later on in life. And I think because when we're younger, so when we're in our 20s and 30s and even 40s, we think we're invincible. So these life lessons start to really hit home as you get older. we're sitting here going, no, these life lessons should hit home immediately.
Right.
So you still change your perspective and joy in life. So do you have any others?
I just want to say that one of the ways that, don't try to process through these life lessons alone. Find other like-minded people who care about the quality of their life and the intentionality of their life and relationships, and talk about these things. Talk about what the things that you're grateful for and how you're choosing to look at a situation, because then those conversations can be really helpful. They can be relationship building, and they will help your mindset to be strengthened. Trying to think about something all by yourself. That's why we say it matters who you surround yourself with. Do you see how all of these topics keep coming back around? And we have to be reminded every week of how to keep our minds straight.
Yep. So speaking of being around like-minded people, guys, if you're in real estate and you're not happy where you're at and you feel like you need a little picker up and you need to be around some bigger thinkers, like-minded, motivate, reach out to us. We're helping agents all over the world right now. We just had a great event at the office. Some great people. You talk about like-mindedness. So we're excited, guys. We're excited about our life, our joy, and helping other people. Please share this, and we will see you next week. And you guys have a great day. God bless.